Okay, there's a house in your neighborhood. It's been sitting on the market for 3 months and you are starting to think, just like a lot of people, there must be something wrong with it. It must have foundation issues. It must need repairs. It must not look like what the pictures look like online. I'm Jennifer Wauhob with the Jennifer Wauhob Team, and today we're going to talk about how those homes that are sitting may not necessarily be broken, and you might actually be missing out on some really great opportunities as a home buyer. Now, is that house broken, or is it just wearing the wrong price tag? The fact that homes are sitting longer now is not an indication necessarily there's anything wrong with that house. In the Katy market, we are averaging about 60 days for a home to sell from the time it hits the market. It just means our market has slowed down and we are resetting ourselves to kind of a more normal pace. So for a home to not sell in the first couple of weeks is actually totally normal now. So now that you know that being on the market for a couple of months without an offer is actually totally normal, what that means, if you're not looking at any homes that have been on the days on market over 30 days or higher, you're actually missing out on most of the homes that are on the market right now. So how do you tell the difference between a home that maybe has some issues and a home that is just overpriced? Well, here's what a price problem looks like. It shows well, it gets activity. People come in and maybe they make some offers where the market is right now, but the seller just kind of isn't ready to hear it yet. Then you'll notice it has a couple of price reductions. What that is that's the seller slowly starting to accept reality about where that home needs to be priced in its current condition to get it sold. A real problem looks a lot different. We find out about real problems usually when we are already under contract and we get in there and we have our inspections done. So if you notice a home has sold, gone under contract, and then fallen through or come back on the market, not necessarily means that there was an issue on the inspection, but that could be a red flag, a reason for your agent to pick up the phone and call and get a little bit more information about what's going on with that home. So let's give you a real world example. Let's say you see a home in Grand Lakes and it's been on the market for a while. You pull up the price history and you see that they have reduced now a couple of times. What does that likely mean? It means that seller is motivated, they're probably tired and ready to get it sold, and that can be a great opportunity for you to come in and negotiate yourself a good deal. So why are so many homes overpriced to begin with? Well, pricing is an art, not a science. It would be so easy if we could just say, you know what, this many dollars per square foot, here's how big your home is, and we know exactly what you're going to sell at. The fact is, some homes sell at the top of the range for their neighborhood, some homes sell at the lower end of the range for their neighborhood, and that can be for a lot of reasons. Layout, condition, where it's located. Sellers also sometimes tend to be a little emotional about their home. They think it's worth more than it is, and they don't necessarily like looking at the data and seeing where a buyer might think it's worth in today's market. So don't just assume that overpricing is necessarily a bad thing. We see price reductions done all the time. It's a very normal part of listing and selling a home. So how do you use this to your advantage? Well, if you find a home, do 3 things. First of all, pull the price history. Look at where they've started and see if the seller has moved at all. Second of all, be prepared to get a real inspection done. That way, if there are issues with the home, you can negotiate with the seller to either get them repaired before closing, or you can at least be educated about what you're getting going into it. And then third, be realistic about where the market is now. Don't lowball, use strong recent numbers, and make a fair offer to that seller based on the current market conditions. Now let me give you a little trick for looking at listings like a pro. What a lot of people will do is take down a listing and then they will turn around and put it right back up. So when you see the days on market, ask your agent to pull the cumulative days on market. Has it been on and off the market maybe several times over the past year? Did they do multiple price reductions? We have access to that full history online. And so when you see a home that pops up, make sure you do some due diligence and dig into the history of it to see what's been going on with it. And then let's talk about making offers. Like I said, write an offer for the market that we are in now, not necessarily what that seller was hoping to get a few years ago. Be realistic, look at the average list to sold price ratio in that neighborhood so you can see about what buyers are negotiating for themselves. Make sure you negotiate in an inspection contingency for yourself and ask for clean terms. Don't ask for more than you need necessarily. When a seller has been sitting on the market, let's say 70 days, and an offer comes in with pretty very good terms, they're very inclined to accept that. The buyers who understand this market are quietly getting the very best deals right now. So like I said, don't be scared off when you see that days on market number starting to get kind of high. Reach out to us. I am happy to pull a history for you on a property, look at cumulative days on market, see what price reductions have been done, and help you craft a great offer. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, now might be a good time for you to hop in and buy.